Welcome to the Bare Metal Cyber CISSP Prepcast. This series helps you prepare for the ISC Squared CISSP exam with focused explanations and practical context. In today's episode, we're going to explore two powerful endpoint protection strategies: application whitelisting and sandboxing. Both techniques play a vital role in defending systems from unauthorized software execution and containing potentially harmful code. These controls help reduce the attack surface, prevent malware infections, and enforce application trust boundaries. As a future certified information systems security professional, your ability to implement, monitor, and improve these controls will be essential to ensuring that your organization's systems remain secure, compliant, and resilient against modern threats. Let's begin with application whitelisting. Application whitelisting is a control strategy that allows only explicitly approved software to run on a system. It flips the traditional security model. Rather than blocking known bad software, it blocks everything by default and only permits software that has been vetted and authorized. This control significantly reduces risk by preventing the execution of unknown or unauthorized software, including malware, ransomware, and unauthorized scripts. When implemented properly, it becomes nearly impossible for most malicious payloads to execute, since they are not on the approved list. There are several techniques used to implement whitelisting. These include file hashes, which allow only software that matches a cryptographic fingerprint to run. Digital signatures and publisher certificates can validate that a software package comes from a trusted vendor. Application path restrictions limit execution to specific directories, and rules based on file metadata or behavioral patterns can add another layer of enforcement. Whitelisting is particularly effective in environments that require strict control over endpoint behavior, such as critical infrastructure, healthcare, or financial systems. It is also a strong tool for meeting regulatory compliance, where software control and endpoint protection are mandated. Now that we've covered the basics, let's look at how to implement application whitelisting effectively. First, begin with a clear policy. Your organization should define what qualifies as approved software, how approvals are granted, who maintains the whitelist, and how exceptions are handled. Centralized management is critical. Use a centralized whitelisting platform that can push policies to endpoints across the organization. This ensures consistency and scalability while minimizing manual configuration errors. Regularly update the waitlist. New software is added, older applications are retired, and existing programs are updated. Each of these changes can affect whether a file is considered trusted. Your waitlist must evolve to stay relevant. Monitoring and alerting are equally important. If an application attempts to execute and is blocked by the whitelist, that event should be logged and flagged for investigation. This may indicate a legitimate request, or it could be an attempt to run unauthorized code. And finally, train your users and IT staff. End users should understand why certain applications are blocked and how to request approval for necessary tools. Administrators must be trained on reviewing software requests, analyzing risks, and updating the whitelist responsibly. Now let's turn to sandboxing. Sandboxing refers to the practice of isolating applications or code in a restricted environment where their behavior can be monitored without affecting the rest of the system. The core idea behind sandboxing is containment. If an application behaves maliciously, whether intentionally or because it has been compromised, it can't access the wider system, sensitive data, or other applications. It is confined to the sandbox. Common examples of sandboxing include running browsers in isolated containers to prevent web-based exploits from affecting the operating system. Email clients can be sandboxed to inspect attachments before they reach the user. Malware analysts often use full virtual environments as sandboxes to observe how suspicious files behave. Sandboxing is especially effective for protecting against zero-day attacks, where there is no known signature or patch. Even if a file is not flagged by antivirus software, its behavior inside the sandbox can reveal malicious intent, such as creating unauthorized network connections or modifying system files. Sandboxing also complements defense in-depth strategies by adding a layer of runtime protection that works even when traditional controls fail. For more information on CISSP certification and other valuable cybersecurity education resources, please visit cyber.org.me. You'll find best-selling books, training tools, and resources tailored specifically for cybersecurity professionals. Also, there are other podcasts on cybersecurity and more at baremetalcyber.com. Let's now explore how to implement sandboxing effectively. First, document your strategy. Identify which applications or workflows require sandboxing. These usually include high-risk tools like browsers, document viewers, and scripting engines. Define how sandboxes will be deployed, configured, and monitored. Use sandboxing technologies that integrate with your endpoint protection platform. Many modern endpoint detection and response solutions offer built-in sandboxing that allows applications to run in isolation during analysis. Establish regular log analysis procedures. Sandboxes generate behavioral data about each process, what files were touched, what registry changes were made, and what network connections were attempted. Analyzing this data helps you identify indicators of compromise and improve future detection rules. Integrate sandboxing into your software development lifecycle and CI/CD pipeline. New software and updates can be tested in sandbox environments before being deployed to production. This helps detect embedded malware, insecure configurations, or unexpected behaviors. And of course, provide comprehensive training. Developers, testers, security analysts, and system administrators all need to understand how sandboxing works and how to respond to alerts or anomalies. Let's now look at the supporting security controls that strengthen application whitelisting and sandboxing. Begin with an integrated endpoint protection platform that includes these features. Modern security suites can enforce whitelists, isolate suspicious processes, and integrate with threat intelligence feeds for real-time analysis. Use strong access controls. Manage whitelists and sandbox configurations using role-based permissions. Limit who can change the whitelist or override sandbox restrictions. Conduct regular vulnerability assessments and penetration tests. These should focus on how applications are controlled, whether unauthorized software can bypass controls, and how isolated processes behave under load. Monitor logs continuously. Build automated alerts for execution blocks, policy violations, and anomalous behavior detected in sandboxes. Feed this data into your SIEM system or threat analytics platform. Document all incidents thoroughly. When unauthorized software is blocked or when sandbox behavior triggers an alert, record what happened, what actions were taken, and how the response process was handled. This supports audit readiness and continuous learning. Let's close with continuous improvement. As with all security controls, whitelisting and sandboxing must evolve over time. New applications, updates, and threat techniques require adaptive strategies. Review your policies regularly. Are your approval criteria still valid? Are sandboxed applications producing useful behavioral insights? Are the users aware of the restrictions and how to work within them? Incorporate feedback. End users, IT support, and security analysts can all provide valuable input on what's working and what's not. Use their insights to streamline approval processes, refine detection rules, and improve user experience. Train continuously. New hires need onboarding. Existing staff need refreshers. Developers need updates on safe coding practices and secure deployment models that support sandboxing and whitelisting. Embrace collaboration. Application control affects every department: security, operations, compliance, support, and users. Build cross-functional working groups to manage application policies and review sandbox data. Thank you for tuning in to the CISSP Prepcast by Bare Metal Cyber. Visit baremetalcyber.com for additional episodes, comprehensive CISSP study resources, and personalized certification support. Strengthen your understanding of application whitelisting and sandboxing, and will consistently support your journey towards CISSP certification success.